In this lesson, we're going to spend the time fixing a few of our poses for the heavy push. And we'll start with the translate Z. This needs to be fixed a little bit more. So we'll go to the translate Z F curve. And if we notice, for one, the character is moving in a little bit too fast here, and also a little bit too much. We have this loop that we need to bring down. And then also some timing here that we want to fix so we don't get this weird curve. So first off, on frame 86, we'll just take the right half of the tangency there and bring it down some. Okay, to fix that up. Great. Then we'll make sure he's not going through the crate afterwards. Alright, awesome. Now we want to just go to frame 30, and let's delay this key about 3 more frames down. So it now lies on frame 33, and we'll also go to about 54, take the right half of the tangency, which is now on frame 33, and we'll bring it down a little bit more just to fix that. So when we hit play, here's our results. Okay, notice that is much better. Alright, so once we've got that, what we're going to do is bring our focus now to the right foot, and we want that planted for a little bit longer before it actually starts coming up. So let's turn off our character set so we don't see all of our keys, just what we need to focus on right now. And we'll frame our F curves on the right foot, and we want it to be planted till at about around here, and we still want that right foot to be coming up pretty slow. So what we'll do is go to frame 85 and take the values of the right foot at that frame, and let's middle mouse button click on about frame 123. And once there, we'll press Shift W to lock the feet there, and also key the raise ball, raise toe channels, and even set our heel pivot. Great, so now we have the right foot planted there for a little bit longer. Alright, we'll need to fix it up some, animate it so that it's just not stiff as it is right now. But we'll get to that later. So once we've got this done, we can go ahead and move on to the translate Y. We need to fix that up. So let's go to the translate Y of the upper body. And what's going to happen is, as the character is getting closer and closer to bringing the crate back to its stopping mark, he's actually going to lower himself some more. So we want to take these keys all the way from frames 80 to 158. Let's take all of these keys, and let's start moving them down. Okay, like that. Okay, and then we'll want to take the keys from frames 150 to 158 and bring these down a little bit more. So it's just lower than the key on frame 85. Alright, so here's what we get when we hit play. Okay, so that's looking better. So once we have that, we can go ahead and work on having the character rise as he's lifting up his foot. Okay, so we can start with this area here where the left foot's coming up, and we're actually going to need to bring up that left foot some more. But let's first work on having the character rise, and we'll have him do that at frame 58. We'll just translate him up slightly there. Probably not as much as this. Maybe we can bring that down a little bit more. Alright, great. But what's happening now is the character is actually he's actually lowering even before that foot plants. Okay, he's actually going to be higher than he is right now before he actually comes down for the plant. So let's take this key on frame 80 and we'll just bring it up. Okay, we'll get a better view, and then we'll adjust our tangency. So now what we get is the character held all the way till about frame 80 and then lowers himself for the step. And here's how it looks when we hit play. Great, that's much better. Okay, so let's work on the next part as the character's lifting up, this time his right foot. And we're going to want a key at frame 123 just before the right foot's about to lift. So we'll use our insert key tool. Just go to 123 and middle mouse button click right there. Great. Now as the right foot's coming up, it's at about its high point on 144, so let's translate the character up slightly there. And notice what happens. Notice our tangent, see how it gets all really flipped out here. So we're going to want to fix this. So let's go ahead and get a better view of our tendency in this range. And what we can do is unify our tangents. Let's go to Unify Tangents to bring them together so we can adjust them at the same time. And then we could always go ahead and break them later on if we need to. But what we need to do is select the left half of the tangent handle and middle mouse button click and drag in to fix the flow here. And then we're going to want to take the key on frame 150 and bring it up, just like what we did with the when the left foot was coming up, so that the character is not falling until when it's time for him to actually fall for the step. Great. So here's what we get now when we hit play. Notice that's much better. We'll check it out one more time. Great. So that's looking pretty good. So with that done now, we could go ahead and work on fixing up this left foot step as that's coming up. And we'll bring our attention first to the translate Y. So we'll go to the F curve, select this key on 78 and frame it. And we're going to want to shift that key to frame about 59 where we had the character coming up. So let's take this key on 78 and move it to 59, and we'll watch what happens to our F curve. Notice how it gets all really weird in its loop. So we'll just want to take down the left half where we broke the tangent handle some. And then we're also going to want to raise this foot up some more. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So it's a bit higher. It's coming in, not too high. That's probably a little bit too high. Let me go ahead and bring that down. Probably a little bit more. There we go. So about right here. Great. And then we can see if we can fix the left half of the tangent handle for better weight in the step. Great. So here's what we get. All right. So our poses are looking much better now from the fixes that we've made. And we're going to stop the lesson here and continue on fixing our poses in the next lesson.